everyone, it's Gio and welcome back to This Week in Overwatch. This week has been the first week of Stage 3 and there has been some interesting matches going on this week. The first of which was the Shanghai versus Dallas. Now, all the analysts on the desk did predict that Shanghai were going to win this one, which didn't seem to make Dallas all too happy, with Effect coming out looking pretty pissed off, but then later saying that that is what fueled him, no pun intended, to actually end up getting the win and popping off as much as he did. Dallas did end up winning the series 3-1, which leaves a lot to be desired from Shanghai, but we've yet to see what their new roster can do. One team who we usually would expect some really good things from, who just haven't really been living up to their standard this week, is London, who lost 3-2 to Houston and 4-0 to New York Excelsior. London have in the past shown that they can really get an upper hand on New York, so it's quite interesting to see what's going on with them. Some people have predicted that maybe their loss at the playoffs in Stage 2 have kind of thrown them, but we'll see what happens with them and if this is just a hiccup or if this is a new trend. Despite their win against London, Houston did end up losing to Boston 4-0, which suggests that they still have a lot of work to do. In Overwatch news, the LA Valiant and Dallas Fuel engaged in a controversial trade, trading Custer from the Fuel with Unco from the Valiant. This has left a lot of people questioning the roles of each player in their new respective teams. Custer, who was known for his shot calling on the Dallas Fuel, now leaving suggests that who is going to be the shot caller on Dallas Fuel? However, there is also a lot of speculation that former Rogue player Unco will now have a lot more synergy with AKM, his ex-teammate, who's now not his ex-teammate. Also amongst the swathe of LA Valiant news this week, we also have the release of Flex player Envy from his contract. The LA Valiant tweeted on Monday that they would be releasing Envy from his contract and they thank him for all the work that he's done for the team. LA Valiant's former 18-year-old DPS player Grim Reality has now announced that he'll be moving to the assistant coach role. He'll be working directly under Coach Stoop after having received no playtime this season. The LA Gladiators have made two notable additions to their roster this week: Flex player Void, formerly of Kongdu Panthera, and DPS player Silk Thread, formerly of the LA Valiant. Philadelphia Fusion have announced that they will be punishing player EQO in the form of a suspension, fine, and streaming curfew for racist actions. EQO caused controversy on his stream last week when he pulled his eyes into a slant to mimic being Korean. Overall, a donation of $5,000 will be made by him to charity, a donation which will be matched by the Philadelphia Fusion. He will also be suspended for 3 games and banned from streaming until June 17th. Blizzard announced with Twitch their new all-access stream, which would give access to inside content, behind the scenes, emotes, and more, all for the price of $29.99. However, general feedback seems to be negative, with users pretty disappointed in the lack of control and quality that they are receiving for the service. A Reddit user posted the response they got from Blizzard after providing their own feedback about it, and in it Blizzard actually directed them to Twitch's help, saying that it was something that Twitch reached out to them to do, and that they don't actually run the all-access broadcast. It will be interesting to see what changes, if anything, as a result of this kind of feedback. And finally, Blizzard announced their new seasonal event, Archives, which will launch on April 10th. The event will be based around a Blackwatch mission called Retribution, which supposedly changed the future of Overwatch when it occurred. Over 100 new cosmetic items will be released in-game, and a new comic called Retribution has been released digitally. So that's all the Overwatch news for this week. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to keep up with all the news, rumours, everything going on in the world of professional Overwatch and competitive Overwatch, then make sure you come back to this channel next week for This Week in Overwatch, which comes out every Sunday. As always, I've been Gio. Stay classy, San Diego.